Most people think that vinyl, rubber, and plastic dressings are a care product, something that treats, feeds, and restores the material. They're not. They're cosmetic products. They change how something appears, not what it is. And once when you understand that, all the confusion around interiors, faded trim, and drying plastics suddenly all make sense. Dressings sit on top of the surface. They alter light reflection, fill microtexture, and darken uneven areas. That's why they create instant visual improvement. They don't repair damage, replace lost plasticizers, or reverse UV degradation. They improve appearance, and that can be useful, but it's important to be honest about what they're actually doing. It's kind of like makeup. It's not necessarily bad, but it doesn't heal or improve the skin. Dressings are the same thing. Where things go wrong is when cosmetic results get paired with aggressive processes. Strong APCs, repetitive steam, abrasive pads, solvent stacking, and over-cleaning for perfection. All of that slowly stresses VPRs. It strips protective surface chemistry, accelerates plasticizer loss, and increases surface porosity. None of that is immediately obvious, because after all of that, a dressing goes on, and then it looks great. Once the dressing is applied, the surface looks darker, more even, and uniform. Visually, it feels like the process worked. But chemically, nothing underneath changed. The dressing did exactly what it's good at, maxed unevenness and damage. And because the results are immediate, it gives a false sense of success. And that's where the cycle begins. This cycle I like to call a feedback loop, and this is kind of how it goes. A few weeks later, the dressing wears unevenly, dirt sticks faster, the plastics look faded or blotchy again. The conclusion that most people jump to is that the plastics are drying out, but plastics don't get thirsty. What people call dry is usually chemical stress, plasticizer loss, uneven texture, or surface damage. Adding more dressing doesn't rehydrate anything. It just darkens the surface and hides the symptoms again. So the response becomes stronger cleaners, more steam, more dressing, and the cycle continues. The material isn't drying out. It's repetitively being stressed. Another idea that feeds this loop is that more shine means more protection. Gloss is an optical effect, not a protective one. In many cases, higher gloss simply means heavier oils or more aggressive carriers, which attract dirt, accelerate resoiling, and increase residue buildup. Protection and shine are not the same thing. A surface can look great and still be degrading underneath. And usually the blame goes to the material. Cheap plastic, bad manufacturer, modern interiors just don't last. But in reality, it's often process and product mismatch doing the damage. Sometimes it's the detailer, sometimes it's the client, most of the time it's both, unknowingly repeating the same bad habit. There's rarely bad intent here, just short-term thinking and visual bias. OEM interiors are matte or satin by design, not because manufacturers are cheap, but because gloss creates glare. Glare on a windshield causes eye fatigue, reduces contrast at night, and becomes a safety issue. A shiny dashboard isn't premium, it's distracting. Interior dressings should level appearance, not reflect light. They should be dry to the touch, stay where they're applied, and disappear visually. If you see glare on a windshield, the product failed already. Exterior dressings are more forgiving. Light reflection isn't a safety issue, and darker trim or satin tires can look appropriate. But sling, dirt attraction, and uneven darkening are still failures. Exterior dressings just tend to fail slower. Myth 1. All-in-one dressing. Another red flag is that one product can clean, restore, and protect all at the same time. Cleaning removes material. Protection adds material. Restoration would require structural repair. When a product claims to do all three, it usually barely cleans, leaves residue behind, and masks damage instead of fixing it. No chemistry does everything well at once. Myth 2. Tire shine for interior dressing. One of the worst myths that feeds this cycle is using tire shine inside the vehicle. Tire products are designed for rubber, heat, ozone, and constant flex. Interiors are enclosed spaces with higher vapor pressure, frequent contact, and sensitive plastics. Solvent-heavy tire dressings can pull plasticizers to the surface, accelerate off-gassing, and leave a greasy residue that keeps coming back. That's why dashboards treated this way haze windshields and feel greasy again in a couple of days. The shine didn't condition the plastic, it helped it age faster. A question a lot of people ask is, if dressings don't restore or rejuvenate plastics, why do companies say they do? The answer isn't a conspiracy, it's marketing language. Words like restore, revive, rejuvenate don't have chemical definition. They describe how something looks, not what changed structurally. Darkening gets mistaken for repair. Short-term visual results sell better than long-term material health. A product that looks amazing in 30 seconds will always outsell one that quietly protects for a year. So, are companies lying? Not necessarily. Many formulators understand limits, but marketing follows demand and consumers reward shine. Some products are intentionally designed for dealerships, used car lots, and short-term resale. Problems happen when those products get repurposed for interior maintenance and repeated use. A product built for speed will always trade longevity for appearance. Dressings aren't bad, as long as you're honest about what they are. They finish surfaces, they don't heal them. Healthy VPR care looks like gentle, targeted chemistry, minimal abrasion, controlled moisture, and light compatible dressing, or sometimes none at all. If the surface needs heavier dressing every visit, that's not the surface asking for more product. That's the process telling you something upstream is wrong. Dressings are not skincare for plastic, they're makeup, and good makeup should be invisible. I'm Nick from Nick's Auto Cleaning. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe, and follow along for more content like this.